don't know, man. Oh shit, we live, fellas. I think we live on YouTube. It says it. So let me start recording on my computer. All right. Think we good. Let me see. Um, I think we good. All right, peace of Black Power, everybody. I want to welcome you to another NCRBGZ Productions. And as we said before, tonight is our economic round tree discussion. You know, every Monday we want to come to the family and we want to discuss economics. And with that being said, you know, I thank you for taking your time out your busy schedule to be here with us, whether if you're watching the playback, if you're here live, you know, no matter what, we appreciate you. And like always, thumb up the video, share the video, leave a comment, let us know what you think. And with that being said, I want to give my panel members the opportunity to introduce themselves to the family.
Yes, my name is Richard, the financial advocate Medley, and I come out of Little Rock, Arkansas. It's a pleasure to be here on the panel tonight.
And I'm Master U, out of Virginia, and I'm here as always to learn and to grow and offer any advice in any direction that I can.
With that being said, man, I thank y'all brothers for being here tonight. And you know, we're gonna jump right in it. You know, right now, economics and you know our finances is a hot subject. You know, because I believe that we have a storm that's on the way. Now, when I talk about a storm, you know, usually, you know, if we have a hurricane or if we have a hurricane warning or tornado warning, or, you know, we got a cold front coming, or in particular, the hurricanes, we always told to start preparing, right? They always say you want to go stock up on your water. You want to go stock up on your candles. You want to stock up on your charcoals. Stock up on, you know, tissue. You want to stock up on your vital things that you need to survive if your power go out. So if you got a generator, you want to go and get you some gas to make sure you can run your generator. You know, you want to get batteries. You know, you plan for that hurricane, or you plan for the worst case scenario when a natural disaster happens, because we don't know what can happen at the time we don't know, you know, what's the outcome of that natural disaster, right? So we plan ahead. So in that, when we plan ahead for natural disasters, well, what if you see an economic storm coming? And that economic storm is gaining momentum, it's gaining speed. That storm is getting closer. You can look out the window and you can see the clouds starting to change. You can see the sun starting to cover up and it's starting to get clouded. Are we preparing for this economic storm that I see in the force in our future? You know, that's what I want to talk about tonight to the family. You know, we want to talk about, are you prepared for if this economic storm hit us, what are you gonna do? And the thing about this economic storm is that's coming, it don't matter if you're rich, you're middle class, or you poor. Money ain't gonna matter. When this economic storm hit us, we all gonna be in the same boat. Unless you are prepared and you have other assets that can be considered change, money, or a medium of exchange for services rendered. You know, what do y'all want to say? Y'all want to jump right in? I yield the floor.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
this is.
I would like.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Elder. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me just chime in with my life before my econ. See, I started my business in 2017, and just like you said, this whole pandemic has taught me a valuable lesson about keeping going. But before my econ, man, you got to understand, I had a family. I've been married 30 years. I've raised 5 children. Well, that was 2017. In about 2015, I filed my taxes. And my last 2 children were twins, a boy and a girl. They came off of my taxes at that time. And like I said, I done raised 5 kids. These was the last 2. And now they're 21 years old. So it's a little ways back. But anyway, they came off my taxes and I owed money. I didn't know what to do. I started getting a tax bill. The next year, same thing happened. So that had to be 2016. So by 2017, somebody talked to me about getting and lowering my tax obligations. So I listened, I signed up, and I started minimizing my taxes. So now we're down into this pandemic. And with me minimizing my taxes, what I'm saying is I'm working, I'm getting all my money. So now we're at this pandemic, and I've done a couple of things like build my team. I've eliminated my debt, worked on my credit. I got accounts to invest and whatnot. So I'm putting things away. And this pandemic has taught me to have not all my money or all my time invested in my job or in one account. You have to diversify. And it takes financial literacy. And when I say financial literacy, what I'm talking about, see, it is a language. We have to become familiar and comfortable talking about money, talking about ways to get money. We got to understand it's scams, it's scammers, it's all that is real, but it is also people getting rich right now. Everybody not broke, but we have to first fix our mindset and getting with this financial learning community. It allowed me over the past, I call it a college education since 2017, it's 2020. Getting this information, I got a podcast I'd like you to check out. I answer questions and investigate different strategies to invest. So, man, you got to plug in, jump on calls like this, seek outside information, do your research, but most importantly, you got to get around people that not are afraid of money.
Man,
That's good.
man, Elder, you said like a lot of great points, and I don't even know where to start, man. Basically, everything that Elder said was amazing, Elder Richard. Um, I would definitely say this here, a lot of people talk about prophecy and things of that nature, but I would, anybody could be a prophet. Look over history, and if you study history, you will see pretty much things ebb and flow. And if you're familiar with Tahuti, he has a principle called the principle of rhythm. And basically, the principle of rhythm, in a simple terms, if you take a pendulum and you swing it back and forth, on one end is like the best of times. On the other end, it's like the worst. It's like you're going through hell. You know what I mean? It's the worst it can be. And that pendulum swings back and forth. So sometimes things are going to be like amazingly great. Sometimes things are literally going to be like, walking through hell, so to speak. You have all the things in between. So if you look at that and you study that and you apply that to your life, whether it be finances or anything that you're going through, there are going to be great times with finances you may make great money, and there'll be times with finances to where you may not make anything. But knowing those things, what you can do is build yourself up a solid defense. Like the elder was saying, diversifying. So like, right now there's like millions, tens of millions of people right now who don't have jobs. They're filing for unemployment. And, some people took a while for them to get any type of unemployment resources in terms of like money. I know some people probably got back pay or whatever, but let's just say that you're supposed to get unemployment, but everything's like backed up for whatever reason, and it's taking a long time for you to get that money. It puts you and your family at a standstill, and it puts you in a situation because sometimes when people are desperate, you know, they are forced. I don't judge anybody. They are forced to do things they wouldn't normally do because they got to put food on the table. And you know, it's the law of preservation. You want to save yourself first, save what you have. And so, anyway, going back to the law or the principle of rhythm, if you know these things, what you want to do is start beginning to build yourself up a defense with this. And I know the first financial literacy conversation we had, I always talk about evaluating yourself and creating yourself a budget. Because again, like if you know, having a budget lets you know where all of your money is going. You know where everything is going. You know what expenses you can cut. You can see what you're spending too much money on. You may have subscriptions that you thought you canceled and you didn't cancel. I mean, I don't know. You know, get yourself a budget and figure out ways that you can take that money and manipulate it and invest in the stock market. In stock markets, you know, getting, you know, the brothers on one time talking about life insurance, you know, having annuities, investing in real estate, whatever it is. Let that money diversify and work for you. Don't depend on one stream of income. You know, and I remember growing up, we would go fishing. My uncle, you know, he would say, look, bring 2 or 3 poles. Don't just have one pole, bring 2 or 3 poles. And you would cast out 3 poles. So them 3 poles I had in the water, I had 3 chances of catching a fish. 3 chances of catching, no matter what, I had 3 chances. That's better than having 1 chance. I had 3 chances. That may be an opportunity where I don't catch anything. Could be an opportunity out of those 3 poles, I only caught 1, but there's an opportunity I may catch 3. I may catch 3 every time I cast out each one of those rods into the water, you know, so to speak. So, you know, have your mentality on like pretty much getting your house in order, and you can be your own prophet. You can predict your own future. Let's look at the law of rhythm. Life ebbs and flows, good and bad, and there's going to be times in between, as I said. So prepare for the greatest times and prepare for the worst of times, because there's some storms that you can't avoid, but you can have a solid defense system to withstand that storm. That don't mean that you're not going to get scratched up or banged or bruised. It don't mean that. It just means you have a tough enough defense to last through. You get what I'm saying? And so then, like, the last thing I'm going to say is this, and I think I said it on the last financial literacy thing that we had. I'm a big avid believer on everyone should be reading. You should read. Don't spend all your time watching TV. Don't do it. Don't spend all your time doing stuff that's, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with watching TV. It's not what I'm saying. But take a lot of your time to sharpen your mind. Your mind is your greatest resource. It is a magnificent tool. If you know anything about placebo and nocebo, I'm not going to go into what they do and the science behind that stuff, but I'm telling you, the power of the mind can change your health. It can change like your emotional state, can do a lot of things. But reading is a way to sharpen and exercise your mind. And reading will increase your vocabulary. It will increase your memory. It will also increase your knowledge of things that it'll make you aware of certain things. So begin to start reading about money. You can get an audio book, and when you go and walk and play your audio book, you know, you can sit down at night, you know, before you go to bed, take 30 minutes and just read a couple of pages on stocks or IRAs or the power of saving or real estate or group economics or whatever it is. So I encourage you, everyone, to become an avid reader. You may not like it to begin with, but I can promise you, the more you read, the more it will not only benefit you, but it'll benefit anybody that's immediately connected to you within your universe, in your immediate household, and it will also branch out into your community if that's what you want to do. So make sure that you take the time to read and to study, and the things that you read, and you become aware of it, begin to test those things out that you read. Begin to test your knowledge, because knowledge with experience is wisdom. You get to exercise that knowledge and see what's right and what's wrong. And from there, you can go into a deeper understanding on how to further go in depth, So anyway, yeah, make sure you're reading, and pretty much everything I've said, I'm kind of like going on and kind of on a high horse now. But anyway, that's my piece.
No, you're right on, brother, because reading is one of the exercises that work the most muscles in your body at once. Is reading. A lot of people don't know that. When it comes to working the most muscles in your body at one time, reading does it. It works the most muscles. So and that's very important that we read, because a lot of information is in books, and and so reading is very fundamental, and I'm with it, man, because I like to read too. And it also, like with me now, I don't even watch TV like that. The TV is something I don't watch like that because I know that the time that I'm watching TV, I could be doing it, using that time to build my empire, right? So, with this storm that's coming, we have to get prepared. We have to get prepared, and we have to set up our defenses, to thwart the storm in a sense, right? So you have to have a savings account or emergency fund saving somewhere in case of emergency. You have to have that. That's part of your defenses, right? You have to have
Right.
you have to have some money put aside maybe to pay your bills that's separate from your emergency fund. That too. Lord, I gotta call you back. Uh,
Can I
yeah,
jump in on that?
jump in because I
Yeah.
got a phone. Jump right on in.
Okay. It just so happens my son is getting ready to start his own home with his lady. And I told him, I said, son, what you and her need to do uh, off the jump is sit down and develop a budget. Track what's coming in, you track what's coming out. I told him and explained to him about the envelope method, where you put the name of the particular expense on the envelope, say it's the rent and or the car note or a vacation. And I told him I threw that in there if y'all want to get married, an account to get married. But you break those down into those different envelopes, and once you see how much money you're breaking in, you got your savings account, your emergency fund. You know what percentages of each check you drop in each of those envelopes. And if he does that, and because he got his little stimulus money and everything, if he starts out now and already have those monies in those envelopes and put to them, a little bit at a time, these bills won't roll up on him at one time, and he's laying out a lot of money because 3 bills came in this week. So I'm trying to prepare him so he won't get in that type of situation. But once again, it goes back to being prepared, being organized. You can ask your friends now, pull out your water bill, and if they have to go around the whole house to gather all their bills, they're not organized. So we got to be able to reach over there and get those bills and see what the totals is in those accounts. Tonight, I just went and checked all my little Bitcoin accounts to make sure they were straight, and I bought some more because it's down, so I bought a little of that. But yeah, basically, man, we got to prepare our children to do better than we did. And that's why I love this company, because it's an education that anybody should be willing to pay for. I mean, because it's top notch. It gets you ready, and it's something you can share with your children. And I like to say, man, if we don't know something, we're not able to teach it. So we got to get on top of how the credit score affects their whole life, and all these phones and what those bills are doing to them if they're not on top of them. So we have to instill that in our children so that they can have a better life.
Yes, y'all, family, we got one of the panel members that just came in. I want to give them the opportunity to unmute their mic, say hi to the family. It's economic roundtable discussion today. So we're talking about economics. So I want to give the brother opportunity to unmute his mic and say something to the family.
Yeah, Roundtable. So Roundtable, peace and light, family. It's your brother Nabat Khafaf-Rayay Am. I didn't really catch too much of what was said, but I like what I heard so far from my brother Master You. and our brother Richard. So far, I'm just going to continue to listen, but good discussion so far.
All right, no bad. Peace. That's peace. I was before my phone went on. I was talking about our defenses, man. So getting our defenses in line, because even when you play sports, you got offense and defense. So it's a time you got to go on attack, and it's a time you got to retreat and protect your house and prepare for when the enemy or the opposite team come attacking, that you're prepared to defend, right? So building our defense is very important. And ever since I've joined my econ, I have been able to shift money like instantly. I was able to shift money that I was once spending, that I was giving to the government, I meant through taxes. Now that money has now became money that I can invest. So what I have done was I decided that I'm going to invest it in silver. So I have been able to take the money that I'm saving now through my econ and started investing in silver, wherein now I'm selling silver basically based off the extra money that I was paying in taxes. And that is something that my econ offers, is once you learn, and I'm fixing my credit at the same time because I just received my letters Friday. So tomorrow, I'm sending my second set of letters off to challenge the credit agencies to make sure that they done and make sure that they follow the laws and reporting what they're supposed to report. So I'm sending that off tomorrow, but and I've been able to shift that money to invest in some different investments. So, and my econ also teaches you a lot, man. It teaches you to, once you redirect that money and invest it in certain things, then it teaches you, okay, how to go into the stock market and look into stocks, looking into all other type of investments. And it's something that I wish everybody would become a part of, because it's so many different avenues that you can take that my econ and make businesses out of it and make profitable business out of it. But and that's part of my defense, is now that I have my econ, that's one of them barrels that the storm gonna have to get before it get me. You get what I'm saying? So we need to understand money and also understand bankruptcy. I mentioned this earlier today. In the Black community, we feel a certain way when it come about bankruptcy, or it's like you look down on somebody if they file bankruptcy. At least in the way in my world and the people I was growing up around, you don't hear about nobody filing bankruptcy because we don't understand that part of the financial system. We don't understand that, but we know how to be broke. Like, we know how to survive and live off the smallest amount of things. We can take it and we can survive off of it and maintain. But we don't know about bankruptcy, the chapter 7 and chapter 13, and how it benefits you if you're out, if what you're buying, if what you have coming in and what is going out is more. So if you're paying more than what you're making, then you have a minus deficit. So like, you need to file bankruptcy because you cannot afford to pay your bills. Then we got to start talking about assets and liabilities. The difference between the asset and the difference between a liability, and how we have a lot of misconceptions of what is a asset and what is a liability. We have to start discussing these things. We have to start discussing the different streams of income. You got 3 different streams of income. You got earn, then you got commodity, where you sell stuff, and then you got passive or cash flow. You know, we have to discuss these things and see where do we fit. Where do we fit when it comes to these different streams of income? And it's a table. Matter of fact, let me share my own screen. I'm gonna show something. Man, I'm about to show some stuff on. Let me see. Let me see, y'all. I'm gonna let me see if I can find this real fast. It's a screenshot. All right. This is what I want to share. Y'all see this? Do y'all see what's on my y'all let me know if y'all see this.
Yeah, we can see.
All right. Now this is what you call the cash flow quadrant, right? And with this, you have the ESBI, or the four sides of this quadrant, right? You have the employee who pay taxes, that gets earned income, and they get taxed, right? Then you have the self-employed. Now the self-employed, they pay tax also. Business owners pay taxes, right? And or the self-employed and the business owner, to me, is the same, but they on two different sides, because the business owner, a lot of the times, they get a lot of good profits. The self-employed don't sometimes get the same profits when it comes to the taxes. When the taxes is in concern, when you're talking about taxes, I'm talking about taxes, right? But most of us is on the left-hand side of this quadrant where the E and the S set, right? Now, even the business owner pay taxes, because like most business owners now, when you pay taxes, you have to pay the taxes a year in advance now. If you have a small business, you pay the taxes a year in advance. But if most of the time you're getting a profit out of it, right? But what you want to do is, this is like, I wish I can draw. Can I draw? I'm about to see. I'm about to mess some stuff up real fast. We about to find out. See, what you want to do is,
you can draw. Click on the little pencil in the bottom left-hand corner.
all right, what you want to do is, you want to get this money from the E, right? And you want to get to the I, right? The same with the S, the self-employed, right? You want your funds to get to the investor, and the same with the business owner. You want everybody's trying to get to the investor side, because when you invest, you don't pay taxes on your investments. It's earned income. So therefore, now you are working, or you're getting passive income or residual income. Residual income is not taxed. And if you are smart, with all, like even the employee, the self-employed, or the business owner, if you are smart, you would take whatever that you make, minus paying your bills, minus taking care of your family, minus having your emergency fund set up, minus having a couple months of bills put upside. Like, this is some stuff that you gotta have. Gotta have your emergency fund set up. You gotta have like 6 months worth of bills, money somewhere put up just in case you need this stuff, right? But everything else, you need to be investing it. You need to take everything else and invest it, because trying to hold on to money ain't the way to go no more. Holding on don't help, because anything that they can print, you don't want to keep, right? Like, just like paper. The only reason you'll hold on to a piece of paper if it got information on it that you need. If it's something on it that you want to remember, or it's a password, or if you deal with digital currency, if you got your stock words or your seed words, like you don't want to throw that paper away because what's on the paper. But actual paper in itself, you don't keep paper. Now maybe a newspaper, because what's on the newspaper, but you don't keep it. The reason why you don't keep it because they can keep making more. So it ain't something that you keep. That's the same way with this dollar, family. They keep printing money. Anything that they can keep printing is really no need to keep it. Really no reason to hold it and hold on to it. You need to reinvest it. Now, let me stop share my screen. But yeah, that's something that we all need to try to get to the investor part of this cash flow quadrant. And I think that we will all benefit dramatically. Now, how can I let me get up out of here? Let me get how I need to get up out of here now. Let me bag up. Let me see that. Okay. I think that done it. Am I still sharing, y'all? I don't know. Yes, I am. Okay, there we go. All right, but yeah, so that's something that we need to do and look into, man. I say we all need to look into and try to get to the side where we invest in our money and not spending it. Y'all fellas got anything y'all want to say? Y'all want to hop in?
I actually wanted to bring up something on that subject because we was just talking about investing in general. I want to get you brothers take on whether our people should be investing collectively, because I know that when it comes to a lot of these other races, we see that they sort of have a certain pattern. And it's not general. It's speaking in general, but it's not generalizing or speaking about the whole race. But we recognize like certain races, they capitalize on certain products and they industrialize those products. And when we think of those particular products, we think of the race itself because of how they collectively unite in investing in certain things that work for the race. Something that they can coin, something that they can produce as unique to theirs. My question would be, just real quick, my question would be, what do you brothers think that as far as our people invest in? Do you think that it should be more on like an individual basis, investing as an individual to maximize finances, or do you think that we should be coming together collectively and trying to form industrial products that such as land or whatever it may be that we can do collectively to work for all of us? What do you brothers think on that?
Can I tie in that conversation we had about Ghana when Stewart had mentioned about getting gold out of Ghana, and he said, well, we can wear it out, and that's part of what I'm saying. We got to get to a point where we can go over there and get what we need. We can get as much as we can buy out. See, these limits they put on us, for what reason? It's about how much we can bring on. We don't all have to go. We can send Stewart and come back with what we bought. And it just seems like it's always a problem when we want to do something. It's all these roadblocks to send money to these brothers that Stewart had mentioned. And why? All these taxes you got to pay for 40 years. Why? Who is making these rules that are stopping us from being as productive and essential as we can be? So I think we got to get together like Norway and have one of those wealth funds for their people. They invest in all kind of stuff, and this fund is making money, and it comes at them. We're gonna buy all of your company, like Buffett do. He'll go and buy a whole company. You can't make any decisions for Nike if you're not on the board and get some of those voting rights for the proxies. So, you win Nike, buy some Nike. I mean, it's just some stuff we got to do it individually, but we also need to do it collectively. It's collectively where we're going to make the biggest impact.
Okay, I like that. Okay. How about you, Master? You are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I forgot to have my mute jank on. Yeah, I think it should be a mixture of both. And I think, like you have your own Roth, your own Roth IRA, your own, investment stuff for like you and your family. You can have things with the community. And there's two reasons why I say that, and I explain myself. One, you have your own individual thing because, we talk a lot about collective and group economics, but you should also have some things for yourself. It's your own. You should always have like your own stash, some own things set up just in case the group in and of itself fails. You get what I'm saying? And it's not a popular thing to say, but even in the 5%, we say there's a 5% within the 5%, because when you come together as a group, sometimes there's always one person or maybe two people who have like ulterior motives. So you can't trust everybody with everything. So don't put 100% of your life in somebody else's hand and your own 10 toes as well. Makes sense what I'm saying? So it's okay to have those investments with other people, but the people that you have investments, they have to be willing and be able to ride and do as much stuff as you're willing to do. But a lot of times you're not going to really find too many people like that. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, again, you can go in and have like 2 or 3 brothers or sisters or a team that you go in and you invest with real estate or whatever with, but you all got to be really, really upfront and really, really solid with each other. But even outside of that, still have your own thing. You may have $2 million tied up with you and your friends with their investment group. But you need to have another 2 or 3 million or 1.5, whatever it is, set aside, just for you and your household. You get what I'm saying? Because like even amongst the family, I break it down this way. Even amongst in the family, let's just say the mom and the dad is wealthy, they die, and they don't create a will. And so what the family does, they begin to argue over what's what, over who gets what. You get what I'm saying? And even though it's still a family, you all should be able to sit down and discuss, et cetera, et cetera. But a lot of times people don't necessarily go and do that. And so for the parents, wise parents, what they do, they will separate individually. This one got this one got that, this one got that, to keep like the peace among people. You get what I'm saying? And so like, I would have like my own separate investments, but I will also do group economics. But before I get involved with anyone, I would definitely do the knowledge with that particular person or group of people. There will be contracts laid out, and there will be certain things, laid out up front. You get what I'm saying? And so whenever you dealing in business, you can't be no shy, timid type person. You got to say how you feel. You get what I'm saying? Say what you feel and do research and say what you know. Your input could be valuable at all times. So don't sit back and let other people make decisions. You get what I'm saying? And so if it's for y'all, in the group, then, you're one of them, your vote counts, your vote matters, but you could be outvoted also. But when your money's tied up in something, don't sit back and be quiet and let other people make decisions for you all the time. You got to be able to make decisions also. And again, as a group, you have to understand that, that you all are moving as a unit of individuals who coming together for a common cause. You get what I'm saying? It makes sense what I'm saying or not really?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I agree with that. Don't place all your eggs in one basket. And make sure you secure yourself and your family. But definitely keep your mindset towards group economics. So
that's right. That's right. It's like you ever see the movie? What's a movie called 300? Man, it's a good movie. When Leonidas went, he didn't finish go to war to fight the Persians. He asked, right. And the farmers was like, "Yo, you ain't got but 300 people. I got like a 2 or 3,000 with me." And he said, what's your profession? Leonidas asked, "What's your profession?" He said, "I'm a farmer. I'm a swordsmith. I'm this and I'm that." And he turned to one of his members of 300. He said, "What do you do?" He's like, "I'm a soldier. I'm a warrior." And so anytime you go in business, you got to have on people with you. But people got to be willing to fight and for tooth and nail because their best interest is you all sticking together. And so this person is not going to do a shady deal because like, no, this just ain't me. I have 3 or 4 other people, brothers and sisters behind me, and I got to make sure that they straight too. And a lot of times people start off one way, but then, after some time, things change. And so when you begin to move with people, there has to be a level of understanding and trust that no matter what, we can argue, we can go in a room and fight and fuss, do whatever we got to do. But once we walk out of here, all that stuff is under the table, and we're going to move together as a unit again. And when you're dealing with people, man, it's hard to find that. It is hard to find it. So if you got it, that is amazing and great. You hold on to it. Get what I'm saying? But until then, you may have to move. You may have to move with yourself. Get what I'm saying? You may have to move. And it's not popular, and it's not an easy thing. But you may have to move that way until you can find someone or some people are brought to you who have the same passion and desire and vigor for you. Because again, when you go in business with somebody, at least my perspective, I want to go in business with someone who has the same amount of fire that I do. Somebody that I know that's not going to be shady, that's not going to turn their back on me, that's not needed because we in this together. That's the type of mind frame that you need. But yeah, that's my piece, though.
Go ahead, brother Nabat. No, I was just going to add on that I agree.
No, that wasn't me.
I was just going to add on that I agree that group economics is the future. It's also group economics or family-centered cooperative economics is what's going to be the end of capitalism. That's how you end capitalism is with group economics or family-centered co-ops. So I agree, but you also is gonna have to do your own thing. Now let me share my screen since Nabat brought this up because I want to let y'all see some people that's already doing this. I think I've told y'all about it, but I don't think I've ever showed it. So I'm gonna actually go to the website right now and let y'all see. It's called usliftingus.com. Let's see if it's gonna work for me. I think I just shared that to y'all. Let's see if it pulled up. All right, here we go. Can y'all see my screen?
Yep.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we see.
All right. It's Us Lifting Us. This is a economic development cooperative LLC. So we have it's licensed. I'm a member. Now, you see this UJMA, Family Centered Economics. And what this is a group of people that have all came together. It's about 600 of us now, trying to get to 1,000. And we all are putting our money together to start Ulu Cooperative Economics, Family Centered Economics. And you see it. What is Ulu? Ulu is an acronym for Us Lifting Us, Economic Development Cooperative. It's a global business organization designed to change the way we do business with and among ourselves and with others. Our primary objective is to put in place successful business models that gives us the capacity to gain significant control of the economics of our communities and nations, and to help free us from the current state of economic domination and exploitation by multiple forces in the world. I'm gonna finish it. Ulu represents the leading edge of a new and exciting movement to integrate large-scale, cooperatively owned business enterprises into the economic landscape of Black communities. It specializes who they after now. This strategic innovation is vitally necessary and has proven to be effective in other communities global. And you go here, you can watch the plan. There's a video, and then it tells you how it works. It tells you it tells you exactly how Ulus work. It's a for-profit, member-owned cooperative with the capacity to attract thousands of members pooling considerable base of resources, both intellectually and financially. I mean, you can go here and you can read this, man. I'm not going to read it all, but this is exactly what Brother Nabat is talking about is already being done. I've been a member of ULU since like 2017, and we still growing, you know, and it's a lot with it. We had a ULU Mart in Atlanta, Georgia. It was our first business, but it did, we learned from it. Trial and error. You have to go out and try stuff to learn from your mistakes to move better. When you come here as a 10-point plan, you hit this 10-point appeal and plan, and it'll tell you exactly what it is. It's based right here in East Point, Georgia, and this is a cooperative economic that is something that is already in motion. So it ain't something that's just being talked about. Let me see if I can show y'all a little bit more. It ain't something that's being talked about. This is something that's actively being done. Okay, nah. All right. I'm not gonna log in. I will have to log in to show y'all. But let me see what else I can show y'all. Since I'm here. Let me see. I wanted to show y'all something. The turtle list. That's what I wanted y'all to see, the turtle list. Now, with this, anybody can't join. Like, it's a process to being joined. You apply. Once you apply, the elders, you get a phone call from the elder. And the elder, this is a picture from the Ulu cafe we had down there in Georgia, though. But you get called, and once you get called, they ask you questions, man. And it's for us and by us, and it's strictly for us and by us. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to let y'all get to see what I wanted. Hold on, I might can. Hold on, let me hit this button. I keep forgetting. No, that ain't working. And I'm not about to put my information up here. But here go the number. This everything, y'all. Man, y'all can go to the website. It's usliftinus.com. You can go there and you can check it out yourself. It went back, so I can get it now. But I'm gonna let y'all see the turtle list. The last time I checked, all right, here we go. Let me hit it. But last y'all can go ahead.
Bro.
Y'all can jump in about. I'm gonna stop screen sharing.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, well, why are you looking for that? I was gonna say this is exactly what I'm talking about. Formats like this where we could bring our business ideas together, and just open up a platform where we could support each other, not just buying the products, but investing, so I look at this like, I'm not sure if y'all have that component, but I look at this like as well as our own stock market. You know what I mean? Because if one of us is able to go on a website like this and see the businesses that are available, the Black-owned businesses that are starting off, that are growing, if I'm able to invest in these businesses, just like I'm able to invest in some of these corporations and startups that's here in the United States that's coming from other races, then I see that as a great opportunity, what I mean, for growth, for the businesses, as well as just establishing excuse my background. I got my 3D printer going right now, so I'm not sure if y'all can hear that. So it's a lot of noise, but I just think that that this type of platform is great for us to be able to come together. You know what I mean? And and support those businesses like that. If y'all actually establish that, I would like to invest, because I did visit the website the other day, and I saw some of the corporations and some of the black owned businesses that's a part of this particular website, this community. And it's definitely some good businesses. It's definitely room for growth.
Yeah, yeah, Stuart. I remember you had mentioned that before, man. Yeah, that's peace, man. That's really good. People coming together for a particular cause, man. That's amazing. I don't have nothing negative to say about it. You get what I'm saying? And also to kind of chime in, I know what I said earlier about, when you're moving with people, how people should be a certain way. And sometimes you may have to do for self for a while. But anyway, also to add on to that, like, a lot of times us as black people, we'll put our value in the wrong thing. Again, like people put wealth in what they see, not necessarily what they know. And what you see, you have to be very, very key, very, very cautious about what you see, because everything that glitter ain't gold. You get what I'm saying? It's because somebody, shows you $1,000, I mean that person is rich, and that don't mean they really got $1,000. You get what I'm saying? They may have it physically in their hand, but that may be all the money that they have. Period. They don't have no savings, no checking. They don't have any type of investments. That's it. That's all they have. And a lot of times, again, people we put our value in things that don't matter, and that's disrespect to Jordan shoes and anything like that. If you can afford it, then so be it. But again, why would I spend $250 on shoes when I don't have an emergency saving fund? Why would I spend $200 on shoes when, like, I know my kids need school clothes coming up in a month or two? You get what I'm saying? So, we got to look at making sure that our priorities are straight. And so for me, my mindset is, it's okay to have those things. I'm not knocking it. But my thing is, I want to make sure I leave an inheritance for my kids. I don't want to, when my son or daughter get married, I don't want to say, well, here's a toaster. It's like, nah, I bought you a house. You get what I'm saying? I bought you a house. When my grandkids are born, I want to say, look, you already got it. You got it. You got an investment account with $10,000 in it already, and the kid's not even 1 year old. That's the way that we should be thinking. That's the way that we should be moving. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having nice clothes. There's nothing wrong with that type of stuff. What I am talking about is changing your mind and where your values at. So long as black people, we blame like white people because of what we don't have. And that's true. That is true to a degree. But also we got to be able to take onus for the things that we do wrong. So again, as I said earlier, we should be reading. As an elder talked about diversifying. You get what I'm saying? And being around like-minded people to help stimulate you and to help you grow in terms of, financially, spiritual, whatever it is, just growing. And so, we can't always look for self. You got to think about the people that's coming behind you. You get what I'm saying? So like, and this is just the way that I think, man. I feel like, if I made $1,000, but my mama grass ain't cut, to me, that's not cool. I got to make sure my mama grass is cut. You know what I'm saying? My grandma who took a hand in raising me, if she don't have no groceries, then I want to make sure that I'm able to provide those things for her. And I don't want nothing in return. That's just me just blessing you because of all the things you've done for me in my life. That's just me as a man. And so again, you have to look at your priorities. You don't have to have the world like my car. My car is like 2004. It's paid for. And when that car break down, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it up. I'm gonna fix that car. I ain't buying a new one. That same money I can put towards a new car, I can take that money and invest it into a stock, or put it towards real estate or whatever it is. That's what I rather would do with my money. You get what I'm saying? And again, I'm not knocking what nobody. I'm not knocking Jordan if you got him. I'm not knocking those things. But what I am asking you to do is evaluate your priorities and see where you want to be at in life. And if you lead them from the front, you may have to take a sacrifice. You get what I'm saying? You lead them from the front, so all the wounds gonna come towards you. But I'd rather catch a beating and struggle and become rich, so my kids don't have to worry about that. My kid ain't got to worry about a scholarship. It's okay. Get what I'm saying? So so again, let us change our mind frame about money. Let's change our mind frame about where we see our family at 5 to 10 years from now. So yeah.
Powerful.
You know, one thing I like to say, that I be telling people a lot now is that, you know, it's time for us to stop working for money, and it's time for our money to start working for us. Okay, baby. All right, go in there. This is not my tablet. Okay, go get go tell them to give you yours, baby. But you know, we gotta one thing we gotta stop doing is working for money and start letting our money work for us, right? Because we always that's what we've been taught. We've been taught to work, 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 work and get a check, man. But you know, once you accept that check, you accept a different mindset that you know because a lot of times we don't get paid for what we worth in the first place. You get what I'm saying? We don't get paid for what we really worth. Our time is precious. And certain times that money that you make ain't worth the time that you there working because your time is precious. You never get that. You can never get that back, you know. So I always that's like one of my major things I'm telling people now. And also it's to know the difference between an asset and a liability, man. You get and invest in yourself, you know, because when you invest in yourself, that's the best investment you'll ever make. There's no other investment that's greater than investing in yourself. And that works on so many different levels because when you invest in yourself, you're pushing yourself to reach a level that you never thought that you could reach before. And it also is a mindset shift, like y'all was saying. It changes your mindset so you look at things different. Instead of saying I can't, you don't say I can't. You come up with how. Instead of saying I can't do this, you know, you come up with well, how am I gonna get this done? Instead of saying I can't do it, no, how am I gonna get this done? And my middle daughter, she is a epitome of that. Like whenever she come to me, and if she wants some money, if it's dealing with money, I always tell her, well, how you gonna get it? When she asks me, I ask her, how you gonna get it? You know, what is it worth to you? You want me to give you the money, or what do you want? And she always come back to me with an idea of how to make money. Because the seed is already planted in her to think of how instead of coming and ask daddy for the money, when you come to me for the money, come to me for money that you want me to give you so you can pay me back so you can invest the money. It was right there on the counter. Well, go make them find it, baby. But like instead of so now when she come with a plan now. That's my point. When she come to me, daddy, I want to borrow $20 because I want to invest it in this. And she showed me this costs this costs this, and I'm gonna sell this for this. And you know, she have it broke down for me. And she only 15, right? But this is the mindset that she have when it comes to what she wants. Instead of get this for me, no, I'm gonna get it myself. Help me out, help me invest, you know. And that's what I'm trying to teach all my children is like to think of how you're gonna get something. Think of how it can be done. You know, once because of like Master you said, reading is very fundamental because it works your brain, but also thinking works your brain and applying stuff that you learn and applying it to everyday life. That's what I call intelligence. Is when you can take something or you can be taught something and you can apply it to your life. Not remember something and reciting something just because you know they teach you like in school they always teach you whoever got the best memory usually get the best grades, right? Because the test is all about memorizing stuff. But once you learn how to take what they teach you and apply it to yourself and apply it to your life, to me, that is intelligence. Okay, baby, get back in there. All right, go ahead. I found it. All right, y'all go back in there. But that's intelligence to me. And that's what we got to strive to when it comes to the act of money. Like, we have to be retaught this, man. We not taught this in school, and a lot of the teachers aren't taught it either. It's not part of the curriculum for a reason. They don't want us to understand economics, to understand finances. They don't want us to know this, because then once we know this, now we can move forward to play the game. And they know on any day that we got the same level playing field that we gonna outrun them any day. It's just proven, man. So but economics is very important, and also, look at the times, y'all. We're moving into a digital age. So that means digital businesses. Let's get into it. You get into it, you got it. So now you can go on YouTube, right? And you can learn how to become a financial advisor off of YouTube. You ain't gotta go to school no more. Because right now, a lot of this teaching are done on social media, right? So, like, we're moving into a different time period, and we need to prepare. Brother Richard made a post today that showed that a lot of the car companies like Hertz and Enterprises are filing bankruptcy because during this COVID-19 they haven't been able to have no businesses, so now they're selling their cars for cheap prices. Now, anybody who deal with Enterprise or Hertz or any of them companies, Avis, that they used to have good cars. And now they are having to sell them cars because they are filing bankruptcy. So there's a good opportunity if somebody own a car dealership, or a good opportunity for somebody to invest $100,000 in a couple amount of cars. Ain't no telling me you can get, you can flip them. But that's the type of mindset that we have to have. We have to start looking at some people disasters as far as businesses in particular, because the businesses don't look at us when we ain't got that money. When we ain't got that money, we can't get that product, right? So when these businesses start tanking, what we supposed to feel sorry for them? No, we don't feel sorry for them. We're supposed to use it to our advantage like they use us to their advantage. We need to get their products for cheap prices, and if we can flip it, flip it. Brother Richard, you wanted to jump in? I thought I saw your screen light up.
Oh, I was agreeing with you 100%, and that's the whole thing about the financial literacy and what we show you to be able to get that money and give that money direction. And once you learn about compounding interest, see, you guys are relatively young. Man, y'all got if you got 20 years of compounding interest, you can get off $100 a month. I mean, the whole point, man, is whatever it is, you need to get started ASAP. You need to look around, see how everything is changing, and make a change. But the most important thing I can advise anyone, man, get with a community that cares about you and that is talking about economics, because that's the most important. It affects you your whole life. You 50, 40, buying a house, buying a car, it's all, everybody's problem with your girl is knowing about some money. Kids need the clothes. It's always about some money. So if we can get a handle on the money, we got kids, you got a business, you can hire your child. Once you learn these little techniques that they've been knowing, man, we can make a greater impact in our communities. That's all I got. This spiel.
Yeah, that's so true, man. And I thank y'all brothers again for coming up here, man. And y'all started with me, and we keeping this thing going, man. So I do want to tell y'all that I do have a couple surprises coming up for a couple of these economic empowerment roundtable discussions. We're gonna have a couple people that I'm inviting to come and speak. And they're gonna, give presentations, or we're gonna build, and they successful business people. And and if y'all know anybody, y'all can invite them, because we want to start highlighting successful business people in our communities. And also, once we highlight them, we also get opportunity to sit at their feet and hear some of their strategies, and some of the things that they did and the mistakes that they made en route to getting to where they got to. So we can learn from that and also be proud at the same time, you know, excuse me, that, some of our people is out here doing it, and doing it big and very professionally, and, making money. And if they can do it, we can do it. It's just a matter of us putting forth that energy and putting forth that time and effort. And if we believe it, we can achieve it. So with that being said, y'all, if y'all don't have too much more to say, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give everybody the opportunity to close out. And we're gonna shut it down, and we'll see y'all. Um, y'all can go ahead.
Yeah, this Master You, man, had always a great conversation building with you brothers. It's growing and learning. I appreciate y'all, and I look forward to the next one.
Yeah, this is Richard out of Arkansas. I just wanted to tell you guys, man, I appreciate the conversation. And hey, let's just keep going and keep digging and keep learning from each other. Because as the old quote goes, it takes a village. So we are the village, and we got to come together, and we're gonna work this thing out. Brothers gonna work it out. Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks again, family, for all the information. And I second what Elder Richard said. So yeah, definitely look forward to the next discussion.
And like always, man, we thank y'all. We love y'all. And we'll see y'all on the next show. Hopefully, you apply some of the stuff, or if it's some stuff that that we ain't spoke on, leave it in the comment. I love the research, and I love to learn. So I don't mind somebody teaching me something that I never knew. I don't I can eat it up and learn to eat the meat and spit out the bones. But we have to get control of our finances, especially in our Black communities. Where we stay, and all the money that flows through our head. Excuse me, I can't stop yawning. So, but all that money that flows through our hand, just imagine how powerful we would be if we knew how to cultivate that money and let that money work for us. What situation that we would be in. And actually, somebody spoke on it, what situation our children are being in. Because for us, it's almost too late. Like, most people, if you over a certain age, look, like most people, if you over a certain age, they stuck in their ways. It ain't no changing. It's like, yo, they who they are. They gonna be who they are, and there's no changing. But we can always reach these babies, man, because the babies are our future. Right? And, with that being said, I'm gonna say peace and Black power, and we'll see y'all on the next live show.
Peace.
Oh man, I'm in the wrong button. We will stop. Stop.